Hey everyone, Sequoia here, owner of Fenix Off Grid Solutions. You can see behind me is this really amazing Dodge Roadtrek, and this is my first camper van. And today's a sad day because it's the last day that I'm going to be owning this van. And some new owners are coming tomorrow to pick it up, and they're actually going to be taking it to Alaska. And I wanted to take this time to sort of give a review over the work that I've done to this Roadtrek and why I think these Roadtreks are really amazing, cheap to own vans, and give you some ideas on how you can upgrade your own Dodge Roadtrek. So let's take a look. So first things first, barn doors. I absolutely love barn doors on vans. I don't like sliding doors as much. You can close one of these and then it's a very small door in and out very quick. It's not as nice when you're parked next to a vehicle. But I've absolutely loved having barn doors here. You do have to duck your head to get into this thing, but I like it more than having to really open and close these big heavy sliding doors. This Roadtrek has these plastic valances down here. They're old fiberglass, and you know, it's a 96, so it's got some years and they started to get brittle and break. I painstakingly stripped all of the decals off of this thing, which took forever, and even sometimes you can still, up close, you can still see the residue from the old decals. Some of this original paint is starting to chip. New owners are okay with that. Got a new Fiamma F45 awning up there that I got from when I worked at my van shop in Portland. You can see all the blue upholstered wall panels. I took out every panel in this van and reupholstered them with marathon fabric. Took a lot of work, but it was an amazing payoff. I did the front doors in gray, kind of match the gray dash up here. Original seats. These captain chairs are really comfortable, so comfortable that you got to watch yourself because you don't want to fall asleep while you're driving. They both swivel around. This one's very easy to swivel. This one I don't swivel because it's such a pain. But these vans are great. They have power windows, power locks. They have cruise control, which is awesome for a 96-year-old van. Sorry, 1996 van. These windows up here were temperamental. They had some leaks at some point. You can see there was a drip, and I took Sikaflex 221, caulked the outside. So they definitely don't leak. It's gonna be a very big pain for somebody to replace that glass if they ever need to do that. Of course, we have this sliding compartment up here. This is where we put all of our sheets. There's even a little tidy spot right up there. There's some of the original fabric. What a difference. Up here is our control area. I hated the generator in these vans. Hard to maintain, loud to run, stinky. So I ditched it. Saved myself 150 pounds. I put a little piece of bamboo plywood over the old opening and sold it on Marketplace. This is a very simple battery monitor. Tells you voltage and current flow. It gives you a little program or algorithm to tell you when the battery's full, which isn't always correct. But add a USB outlet here and have my fairy lights, which are a nice ambient piece. Here's my original Roadtrek battery monitor over here, which is very inaccurate sometimes. And then all of my tank level sensors, which I've replaced all the level sensors. I've also replaced this little momentary button. Propane hot water heater still works. Outside light still works. Let's see what else. Replace the floor pads here. We kind of deleted the shower from the bathroom just because when we were renting this van, and this van made us lots of money in Portland, I didn't want people using a shower inside, so I took out the whole mixer. The lines are still there if somebody wanted to hook it back up, but took out the shower curtain too. It's just kind of silly, this shower idea in here. Not a lot of room. Plus, when the shower curtain's wet, what do you do then? Gotta hang it out to dry. Toilet seals have been replaced. You can still see it's in winterizing mode, but having a toilet in here when you're traveling with wife and kids, so nice. Even for myself. Tons of storage. Sort of a his and hers. We made a permanent bed back here. which was a lot more comfortable to sleep on. I'm about 5'10", and my feet will touch the walls when I'm spread out. So, you know, sleeping on my side. 2 adults is fine. 2 adults and a kid is a bit much. So I often spent some time sleeping up here. And if you have a Roadtrek, you know that these 2 seats here, the bottom base pulls out. This lays down. It's kind of clunky. And actually turned the seat like this so my feet could extend out past. And I had an extra mat that I laid out on all of this. And that's where I slept. And that worked. And I did that for 4 months. Let's see what else. Took out the microwave, took out the stove exhaust fan and another little cubby, and built this custom bamboo plywood kind of fruit rack. You put dry goods in there, paper towels, keep stuff from flying around. Did a lot of cooking in here. My wife wishes she would have had a outdoor stove so she could have spent more time outside with us. She spent a lot of time in here cooking. There was an old tube TV in here. We took that out, and this is where our cereal and chips and stuff went. Also, that's where I fit my solar charge controller. Added some outlets here on the back. Oh, this is a custom bamboo door for all of that. The bread basket door got old and broke. Another little phone holder, some USBs, and an upgraded outlet. Again, more custom upholstered panels here. I just love the way this wood and this blue looks. But I had all of this down. The full bed was taken out to get to all the electrical underneath too. Original fridge still works. Drawers. I really think this is an amazing van. Plus the amount of space in this aisle is enormous. It's totally fine for 2 average sized people. One to be standing and one to pass by. The galley, you know, when you're building out your van and you're trying to figure out how deep of a galley do you need, I think this is really only maybe 20, 18, 19 inches. It's not very deep, and it's been totally adequate. Look how much is here. There's not a lot. Cooking, sink, space. There's not a lot, and we've done a lot with this. Having this extra cutting board over here was very nice. So you don't need a lot to be, you know, to make it workable. More storage down here, accessible water pump. Now I'm going to lift this bed up and show you what's underneath here. That one panel is out because I added a valve to the hot water heater so that you can turn that valve off and on and bypass the hot water heater. Like in the winter months when you don't want to have that full of coolant or winterizing, you can block that off. And then here's our converter. So let me pause and give you an update on that. Okay, here I have the mattress propped up, which is a real pain. And then this is a nice piece of thick multi-ply laminated plywood that I put a bunch of holes in. So it was extra material from when I worked at the van shop. And this is my support piece, very strong. The holes are there to ventilate. These are foam mattresses. They need ventilation, otherwise they might mold if they get moisture in them. I've seen it happen. And then this is the electrical cabinet. There's a lot in here, and there's not a lot in here. It's basically just your converter, which has all of your fuse panel, DC fuse panel, AC breakers. I have upgraded this unit to have a better charging profile. He replaced the converter unit down here and the circuit board, which I did. I also added this unit right here. This is a Blue Sea SI-ACR automatic charging relay, and so this sends power in both directions. I have a little 100-watt solar panel. Remember, there's a charge controller right there, connected to a 100-watt flexible panel on the roof. And that sends power to the starter battery when my house batteries are full. And I just have a 100 amp hour Renovated lead acid battery under the floor. I had to modify the box to fit a bigger battery. But that's been great. It kind of works on its own. And because I have 2 lead acid batteries, starter and house, it can send power either way. There's my shunt. Remember, it goes to that boondocker unit. And that was like, this was the first piece of off-grid power system that I've ever installed anywhere. It's right there. And it's been working great, but I had to run my wires from that compartment under the floor, down into the wheel wells, behind this cabinet, up into here, and get it to there. And when I did that job, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Little did I know, I was destined to be a custom camper van builder. But anyway, yeah, let's see, what else can we take a look at? Max fan on the roof. I took out the Fantastic fan. The Max fans are amazing. This is an amazing piece of appliance in this van. Let's go on the outside and check out. Down here, I painted the side skirts with a bed liner, and after a few years, it's beginning to chip. I just rolled it on. I've taken the windows out and resealed the windows on the back. I put different venting solution up there. The original like louvered aluminum was really just nasty, and I got this billet aluminum online and did some edge trim on it. Put new flooring in the garage that goes over the battery compartment. So you'd have to take off this trim, pull up that flap, get to the battery. You can see down here, I had to add some extra metal and rivet it in there to fit the bigger Renogy 100 amp hour battery. And while we're down here, you can see up there, right there, there's a aftermarket sway bar that I had installed. I installed it and had to get some welding done, but that stabled the ride of the Roadtrek quite a bit. See, the generator is gone. Look at all that free space. It does not fit a spare tire, which I was trying to get the spare tire off the rear door, but I could not do that. Also, suspension wise, I added Bilstein struts all around, new leaf springs. I added a redhead steering gear up front, and that all of that combined really made this thing a lot easier to drive. The Roadtrek screens, I mean, this is very custom stuff, very custom. And if any of this breaks, like, I don't know how you would replace that. So you'd have to come up with another solution, maybe a magnetic screen. There's our spare tire. Shout out to OVP, where I used to work. Learned all I know from there. Down here, this fiberglass valance is starting to suffer and crack, and I've reinforced it with aluminum and sealant and then rivets just to really strengthen it as much as possible. And it's holding up. Looks like hell. New propane tank I had to retrofit in there. Challenge right there. Valve is on. Here's our drain. I modified that. There's also no city water inlet on this anymore. I decided that it was going to be a off-grid water supply. And that's worked out well for us. The wheels, how cool are these wheels? New headlights. Let's take a look under the hood. The under hood. I do have a Hughes engine plenum plate and gasket installed. I've done a lot of engine work to this, and I've done it myself. Let me tell you, it is a pain. It is a pain to get this fan shroud in and out. I've broken one. I've got another one at a garage, or sorry, a junkyard, and put it in. But I've done water pumps, and I've done valve cover gaskets. I've done spark plug wires. I've done fan clutches. I've done serpentine belts, oil changes, of course. I've never had to do the radiator, but I've done all the front suspension. I added a new A&L fuse holder for the alternator charging. I also deleted the diode. Remember that Blue Sea ACR unit? That deleted the diode, so I added a bus bar here. And there's, you know, house battery, I forget which ones, alternator, house battery, starter battery, something like that. But yeah, these Dodge 318 V8 engines, they're maybe 10, 12 miles per gallon on these Roadtreks, but they're reliable. This one only has about 95,000 miles. So that's my Roadtrek. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first YouTube video, and I hope to be doing a lot more reviews on some of the camper vans that I work on.